Welcome to Geoforce Canada. Welcome to the Trakopolis software. If you're watching this video, you are most likely either a new customer in needing of just some quick little training or a returning customer that just wants to get a refresher. All right, so when you log into Trakopolis, the first thing that you're going to see is what we call the tracker page. The tracker page has all of your assets. It has the map. It has the alerts, it has the analytics, it has the messaging, administration, and application, as well as your account name. And if you click into this drop down, yours would look a bit different than mine, but you'll have a staging division as well as your main division. You have your name right here, as well as you can log in, log out, and you have your alert center right here, as well as you have either your company icon or profile right here, and the time that you are currently the time zone that you're currently in. All right, like I said, the main thing that you're going to see when you log into Trakopolis is the tracker page. It is a map. It shows you where all your assets are. It can show you all the geofence that you have, different POIs, and all of that good stuff. To your left, you have what is called the navigation panel, which basically shows you a list of all the assets you currently have. As you scroll down, you can see all the different ones that are in this account that we have. All right, so if you're looking at my page, the numbers on the screen indicate how many assets are in that particular division, or in that particular area, I should say. So as I zoom in, the numbers disappear or they get smaller, but you then begin to see assets. And if I hover over here, I'm going to see a list of all the assets that I have in this area. If I hover over here, I'll see a different set. If I hover over here, I'll see another set. But if I click in here, I'm going to see the actual images of the assets that I have. So I can click on an asset and an asset balloon pops up. An asset balloon just gives you some general information on the device and the asset itself. So it has the asset profile, the asset name, the last time it sent a message or recorded, so that would have been this morning, and the location, as well as the lat and long, speed, odometer, hour meter, depending on the type of device that you have in your account. All right, one of the main features that is used on the tracker page is what we call the breadcrumb trail. The breadcrumb trail basically lets you know what your assets have been doing in the past, either a couple of days, or if you want to get very specific, the weeks. So if I click into the breadcrumb trail tab right here, I'm able to either run it relatively, so either last 3 days or absolutely with a specific date and time in mind. So if I just want to run it for the last 4 days, I would click 4 from the current time, so from now, and then I'm going to run it. And then it's going to give me a nice little picture of what exactly my asset has been doing. So it has this traffic sign, this traffic light right here, which indicates, okay, that this is where it started from. So this is the starting point, probably the home. And it kind of went there, and all around. So all the messages that you see are color coded. Right now, you're only seeing blue messages, which is good. It just means that they're scheduled messages. Everything is going as according to plan. If I find another asset will have green, red, purple, oranges. All the messages are color coded right now. So the reds indicate ignition on, ignition off, or stops. Greens indicate ignition on or starts. Oranges can be a harsh acceleration or an Android trouble code, and a purple can indicate a heartbeat message, which is just the device saying that it hasn't been working, it hasn't been running. So if you park the vehicle overnight over the weekend and nobody drives it from Friday to Monday, it's going to set a heartbeat message, which basically says, hey, I'm okay, I'm working, I just haven't been used in a while. So those are the different messages that you can get from the breadcrumb trail. If I click into another one, like this one, AS11 Bautista 2, I can run another breadcrumb trail the same way. And let's say this time I want to run it for all of last week until the Friday. Done. And I click run. And I'm going to see lots of messaging going on. So this guy just went all around maybe just his compound area. All right, so that's the breadcrumb trail. I would advise lots of playing around in the system and figuring it out, as well as really relying heavily on our support team, sending us as many questions, and we'll do our best to answer them. All right, so one thing about the tracker page is that it mimics Google Maps. So similarly to Google Maps, how you can change it from the map view to the satellite view, you also have the ability to do that in Trakopolis. So if I click satellite, it's going to give me a satellite view, which is, I find, a bit better because it allows you to kind of see exactly what is going on. So if I click right here, I can see that, okay, it's in this geofence area, and I see all these devices are right over here. So it just allows for better clarity if you are a very visual person and you want to see exactly what's going on. All right, so I also have the ability to access that same asset balloon in my navigation panel. So if I click this one, that same asset balloon that I clicked that appeared when we zoomed in will show up here, and it's going to give me the exact same information as well. All right, so that is a tracker page. You have the ability to make this full screen by clicking this little thing right here, and it fills up your whole screen, and then you click the escape button, it comes back out. That works great as well. You also, if you want to really put yourself in the map, you take this little guy right here, you can drag him, and then you can basically walk down the street and kind of get a better look and see where your asset is or what is going on. So right here, it looks like it's somebody's home, and look right here, you would see that our assets are somewhere over here. So this is where the asset actually is. All right, and then to escape from that or leave that feature, you just click this exit street view, and then you're all good. All right. One of the good things about the tracker page is that you can also have the ability to kind of see exactly what your asset did. So if I were to run the same breadcrumb trail again for the past week or whatever, and I believe that this one's the one that just kind of stayed around its home. All right, so if I wanted a visual of exactly what it did, if I click this trail button right here and click play breadcrumb trail, it'll literally play out the route for me, so I can see where it started, where it went, how it jumped, what's going on, and all of that good stuff. I can make it go faster, I can make it go slower. So if I wanted it to go a bit faster, I can do play times 10, and it'll play times 10, and if I wanted to play times 100, it'll play times 100. So it just gives a good visual of what exactly your device or asset was actually doing. And then obviously, if I want to exit it, I can click this little X button right here, and it'll stop. All right, it'll take me right back to the main page. Okay, so depending on how large your account is, you may have a lot of assets and you only want to see a limited amount. So if I'm a user and I only want to see, or I'm only responsible for the first 5 here, I'm going to go into this asset filter dropdown, click by asset, and click the units that I want to only see on my own tracker page. So if I want to only see these devices, I'm going to check them off. Click the check right next to asset filter, and then filter it out. Then I'm only seeing the devices that I filtered down. So every time I log in, every time I log out, these are the only ones that I'm going to see. If I want to see everything again, I have to go back in there, unselect, I'll unselect this, filter back out, and everything pops up. This can be done for geofences, for POIs, and all that stuff. So if you want to see specific assets, you can filter them out. But just keep in mind that once you filter them, when you log back in, log back out, it saves your settings. So if you want to see your assets, everything again, make sure you unselect them again and hit that filter button one more time. So that essentially is the tracker page. You are able to do a lot of things, and a lot of people stay on this page, but we're going to show you everything else as well. So if I want to see all of the assets that I have, if I go to administration, go into assets, I'm able to see a list of all of my assets. I have the icons, I have the names, I have the current driver if I have that, whether it's active or not, the terminal, the ESN, sorry, the terminal type, and the last time who updated it and when it was created or updated. All right. Depending on the type of user that you are, you have the ability either to go in here and edit the asset or not. So if you have administrative access, you'll be able to go in here and you'll see notes, you'll see different attributes if you have those set up, as well as the ability to create a new icon for that particular asset. So you can click save if you made any changes, or you can just click cancel and it'll be all good. All right. We also have the ability to create different types of asset groups. Now, these are very helpful for when you want to run reports or create alerts or set these up. And if you do want more information on that, just please feel free to reach out to your CSM or account manager, and then we will get you linked up and we can get that all sorted out for you. But it's very good to have asset groups, especially if you have multiple vehicles that you want to set up maintenance alerts for, if you have things you want to set reports for, if you have like non-reporting that you want to get set up for. It's always helpful to have an asset group so that it's easier in creating that and all the things get tagged along. So every time you install a new device, you add it to the correct asset group, and every report that is attached to that asset group, the new asset will be attached to as well. All right, so that's how you get into asset groups. If I wanted to make a new asset group, I would just click add group, name it when I want to name it. So let's say I want to name it all assets, and then I would select the ones that would be a part of that. So if I click select, and then I could change the picture if I want to, and click save or not, but I'm not going to do that. All right, so that's how you set up an asset group. Another thing on Trakopolis that is very good are alerts. Alerts are real-time notifications that users would like to get notified on right away. Things like non-reporting alerts, things like speeding, things like maintenance, things that you want to get prompted on and you want to be able to, stay on top of these things. You do have an alert center right here, and it's going to show you your most recent alerts, and you can scroll down, scroll back up. If I want to create an alert, I would go to administration, alerts, and then I can see all the alerts attached to the asset. Now, if you want to set up a meeting or a training session to go over different alerts, you can also do that. Please feel free to reach out to your CSM as well as that. But this is just a high-level overview of what Trakopolis can do and what it does. So I won't be able to go over in depth in it in this training video, but if you do want to set up an alert, feel free to reach out to your CSM for some more in-depth training. All right, so these are where your alerts are kept, and we can set them up for you and all of that good stuff. All right. Finally, we have analytics. Trakopolis has the ability to run multiple reports for many things that will be useful for any user depending on what kind of data that you're looking for. So if I go over to the analytics tab, the first report I'm going to show you is the message summary report, because essentially it's just a breadcrumb trail on a report view. So if I want to see the message summary for all of my items, I can click all items, or if I'm just looking for that AS11 Bautista, I can click that one and I can run it similar to the breadcrumb trail, relatively or absolutely. So if I want to run it for the past 4 days, which I did for the breadcrumb trail, I would click 4 and build report. And then I can see all the messages, and for the past 4 days, I have the ability to go on the map and it'll take me to where location was, and it can show me the schedule message, the speed, the date and time, the asset itself, and the asset group it belongs to. So this one belongs to the trailer group as well. With Trakopolis, you have the ability to export all of our reports as either an Excel, a CSV file, or a PDF. If you just click on the icon, it will download to your computer automatically, as well as you have the ability to schedule reports as well. So if you want a weekly or monthly report set up for you, you can have that done. We can go over that in depth in another training as well. And like I said, just feel free to reach out to your CSM or your account manager, and we can get that set up for you. All right, so that is the high-level overview of Trakopolis, the ins and outs, the little tricks, what it can and can't do. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to your CSM or send an email to support, TRAK, support@geoforce.com, and we'll be happy to set up another training with you or, send you some instructions on how to do it. All right, have a great one. Bye-bye.